Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to AdamMcKola TV. This is United Daily Live, the place where you can come to get all your latest Manchester United news, headlines, transfer rumours, all that good stuff here on AdamMcKola TV every single day at the new time of 10:30 p.m. UK time. This is just for the transfer window. As soon as the league restarts again, we will of course revert back to the old schedule. But for now, this is the slot where we will be bringing you today's news and of course tomorrow's transfers today as well. And we've got some latest breaking news that has just dropped in regards to Monaco's Benoit Badiashile. Now he's been linked with Manchester United, Bayer Leverkusen, Real Madrid, PSG, a whole host of other clubs as well. And there's some news breaking in relation to that in France, so we'll be having a look at that. But we are looking at Nemanja Matic's quotes. Now, it was his birthday the other day. He's 32 years old. And we were looking at some quotes from Nemanja Matic in regards to what he's saying United need to do next season. And he's saying Manchester United must fight for the title. So we'll be looking at those quotes and getting your opinions on whether you think Manchester United will be in a position by August, September. September the league starts, to be able to fight for the title and hopefully see a consistent run in the Premier League, which would see us challenge Liverpool and Manchester City for those top two spots. So we'll be getting stuck into Nemanja Matic's quotes. We'll be looking at, of course, the news in relation to Benoit Badiashile and looking at all the other transfer news and things that are popping up, as well as all the latest news. Also, the news regarding the new kit was released yesterday, and that will be released on August the 4th for all you guys that were asking me over the last couple of videos when that one's going to be released. That is released on August the 4th, so I expect Manchester United will be wearing that kit in their Europa League game against LASK Lynch. But nevertheless, let's get stuck into these quotes from Nemanja Matic in relation to Manchester United. And he's saying, we cannot allow any club to win the league 7 or 10 games before the season finishes. It's as simple as that, according to Nemanja Matic. We cannot be allowing any club to waltz the league like Liverpool have this season. We finished 33 points behind Liverpool. That means after 27 games, the league was done and dusted. That's how far they finished in front of us. They could have stopped playing. United could have carried on and still finished behind them. But we need to close that gap. 15 points to Manchester City is probably more of a closable gap. And of course, we're hoping that the rest of the league can take more points from Liverpool as well. But like I was saying, Nemanja Matic has called on his Manchester United side to fight Liverpool and Manchester City for the Premier League title next season. United ended the season with a flourish to secure a Champions League spot, but still finished 33 points behind Liverpool and 15 points adrift of Manchester City. And Matic, who has yet to win a trophy since joining the club from Chelsea 3 years ago, is adamant a similar points gap to the top two will be a failure on the part of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's side. He went on to say, me personally, I would like to win the Premier League with Manchester United. I think that our club always needs to fight for the title. We always need to try to do the best for this club, which we are doing at the moment. And I think we cannot allow any club to win the league 7 or 10 games before the season finishes. So we have to fight until the end. Of course, we have a young team, but this cannot be an excuse. I think these young players already have a few seasons behind them playing. So from the next season, we have to fight for the title. I don't know if we're going to win it, but I'm sure that we can fight until the end. That's my personal target, and I think the rest of my teammates think the same. And this is coming from Nemanja Matic, one of our most experienced players in the squad. No matter what you think of Nemanja Matic though as well, he's vitally important to Manchester United and whether we actually can sustain a challenge for the Premier League title next season. By challenge, I don't mean, win it, but even just being there or thereabouts in April. You know what I mean? We need to be closing the gap. It's as simple as that. We can't be one of these teams next season who's hoping to get top four. Top four has to be a given. We've got third this season, so we need to be looking at that position and upwards in terms of next campaign. And also, you look at this season and the way it's gone. It's been like a season of two halves, two distinct halves for Manchester United. The first half of the season, we were playing with the likes of Andreas Pereira, Lingard, Mata, all these kind of guys starting. Martial out, Pogba out, Rashford out over different certain occasions. No Bruno Fernandes in the team. Post-January, we've had a much better squad. a much better first team. So you'd like to think, you know, if we could have had that team for half the campaign before, then we probably would have been a little bit closer to Manchester City than we were in the end. But that's all if, buts and maybes, and we have to deliver it on the pitch. And look, Nemanja Matic is massively important. We have to wrap him in cotton wool. We already saw towards the end of this season, you know, after the coronavirus and the pandemic break, he was excellent for United. But we need to wrap him in cotton wool. We can't be caning him like we did around then. Now, we hope the games are going to be more staggered out next season, obviously. Hopefully, we'll be able to catch up and rest him at certain points around there. But we need McTominay, Fred to be stepping up so that Nemanja Matic can be wrapped in cotton wool and played in those big games. Because we're hoping that we're going to strengthen at right wing. We're hoping we're going to strengthen creatively as well. So we've got depth if Pogba or Bruno are in the team. We're hoping we're going to strengthen in that defensive area. But one of the positions we're probably not going to strengthen in is that midfield. Is that Nemanja Matic position. We're going to have to be expecting McTominay, Fred and Nemanja Matic to step it up and perform throughout the campaign if we stand any chance of closing that gap. It's as simple as that. They are massively important to United next season. So we have to make sure we are in with a shout. And I totally agree with Nemanja Matic. I thought he was done and dusted not too long ago. Probably about 6 months ago. I think everyone did. We thought he was on his way out of Man United. He wasn't enjoying life under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer seemed to have got something out of him. He seems to have found his feet under Ole and at Manchester United. And maybe, you know, when Jose Mourinho left and he's the man that brought him to the club, he found it a little bit difficult readjusting. He probably thought Ole didn't fancy him, the style of football that Ole was going to play. But when you think of when United have played well under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Nemanja Matic has been key. You think of the early run, Ole's at the wheel, caretaker manager. It was Matic, Pogba, Herrera. And you think of this run now, more recently, which got us that third spot. It's been Matic, Pogba, Bruno. So Nemanja Matic has been key to some really good runs of form. And we really have to protect him. But also start to look towards replacing him as well. Who is going to come into that position in the near future? Some people ask me every single time on videos, who do you think is going to come in at that defensive midfield position? And if we were going to be in the market this summer for one, I'd say go all out for someone like Thomas Partey maybe, you know, or Wilfred Ndidi if you could get Leicester to sell him. But we need to be looking at replacing him. And when you look at the midfielders that are coming through at United, James Garner, Dylan Levitt, fantastic midfielders. But are they that kind of midfielder that we need? I don't think so. So where is that midfielder going to come from? Are we going to see an evolution of one of our players? Does James Garner become someone that plays that Michael Carrick role and maybe does what Matic does, but does it a little bit differently, sits back, uses intelligence on the ball? But you need experience to play that role as well, I think. And we really do need to start looking towards replacing Nemanja Matic in the next 12 months. But fingers crossed, we can sustain some sort of title challenge next season, because we really do need to start doing that. It's been a long time coming since we won the league. Never mind, you know, since we haven't challenged for the league since Fergie left, since we won it. Realistically, even when we finished second under Jose Mourinho, I think it was like September, October in the league when we lost to Man City at home, and it felt like it was done and dusted there. So we haven't had a title challenge since Fergie left, and that needs to be where we're going next season. And if you look at the players in our squad, and you look at the players that we're hoping to bring in, I don't think we've got any Jadon Sancho updates today, but thank God. But if we can get Jadon Sancho in, if we can get, you know, a Jack Grealish, Donny van der Beek or someone like that in, get that centre-half position, another player in there, then I think we'll be onto something. And talking about Jack Grealish, I thought of something earlier. Aston Villa are going to be in the market this summer. They're not going to be in a relegation battle next season. Tammy Abraham probably going to go to Aston Villa, probably leave Chelsea. Timo Werner coming in. Are we going to be tempting them with Axel Tuanzebe? Is that why we're looking out for another centre half? Are we going to tempt them with Axel Tuanzebe in the Jack Grealish deal? Maybe. Now I'm a massive fan of Axel Tuanzebe. I'd love to see him flourish at Manchester United and do well at the club. But this was probably the year for him to make his mark, and he was injured for most of it. Hopefully that doesn't be of any detriment to him going forward. But It wouldn't surprise me if United were contemplating something like that, you know. Wouldn't surprise me at all. What's going on anyway? Finally jumping into the comments. Loads of comments about the top, some good, some bad. It's a Pata Umbro exclusive, so it's not an actual football shirt. It's not like an old Ajax shirt or anything like that. Although I think it's designed on that. It's just a retro looking shirt from Pata. Can you imagine Kante, Pogba, Bruno, says Playman? It would be great to imagine that, but it's not going to come true, is it? It's not going to come true, so let's not imagine that. I don't think Lampard uses Kante properly either. That was something Maurizio Sarri used to get criticised for. I don't think Lampard uses him properly at all. I was watching that FA Cup final earlier on today, and I wasn't sure who I wanted to win, but I was glad Arsenal won in the end. I can take some Arsenal delusion, knowing that it will fall flat on its face in the next couple of months, rather than everyone piping off Frank Lampard and Jody Morris like they're the best thing since sliced bread. So absolutely delighted that Chelsea did not win that one today. The only negative to it is the Bell End Arsenal fans, and of course you've got the fact that they've now gone 2 FA Cups ahead of us in the all-time FA Cup honours. Yeah, we've got the Premier League titles and the European Cups that on them, but nevertheless, it's not what you want to see. I love the FA Cup as well. If we're within touching distance at Christmas, I'll be happy, says Angus. Do you think James Garner could step up if he's given a loan spell next season to take over from Matic the following season, says Bailey. That's obviously the hope for Manchester United. We hope James Garner can step up now. The rumours in the last couple of weeks have been that James Garner and Mumps actually is going to go out on loan to possibly a championship club. Now, I'd love that to happen because I think under 23s football isn't good enough for James Garner at the minute, and he's probably not going to get much first team football at Manchester United. So putting him out on loan at a decent club, I don't know, can you get him in at a Swansea, a Derby, you know, a decent club that's going to be pushing for playoffs and promotion? Can you get him in there and get him playing well and playing regularly? Imagine him going to play for Derby with Wayne Rooney. Wouldn't be bad, would it? Carl Martinson with the super chat says, does fixture congestion next season worry you? We can't sell everyone, some will still have to play. There's no League Cup next season for us, right? If I remember correctly. I think the League Cup's been dropped for us, or was that just a rumour? So it will just be the FA Cup, which starts in January for United. The Champions League and the Premier League, which would be more of a normal season. How long have you got? How many games you got to catch up? 3-4 games? I think is more than doable. Especially if you cut the League Cup out of the situation. Happy birthday Isaacus for tomorrow. Thank you for the super chat. He says he wants Sancho at United. I think everybody wants Sancho at Manchester United. The newspapers at the moment aren't really coming out with anything new in regards to Jadon Sancho. It's all kind of like, oh, these are the 2 numbers Jadon Sancho could wear at Man United. It's all pretty much garbage that's coming out at the minute. So we're not going to be looking at any of the stories in relation to Jadon Sancho unless something pops off in the next couple of minutes in regards to him. But let's look at this story from TF1 in France in regards to Monaco's Benoit Badiashile. Now they say Man United are now in contact with AS Monaco over the 19-year-old central defensive talent. Now, in my opinion, I'm not reading much into this, and I'll tell you why. When you read this article from Get Football News in France, it says TF1 report that Premier League side Man United are now in contact with AS Monaco about the possibility of signing 19-year-old central defender Benoit Badiashile this summer. Bundesliga club Bayer Leverkusen still lead the race for French youth international, having been locked in talks for the best part of 4 weeks now to sign the teenager. Real Madrid's interest in the talent is somewhat overstated by the Spanish press at this juncture, although Los Blancos have had some initial contact with the player's entourage. AS Monaco are seeking to earn at least 30 million euros from any deal. Now, the key point in this is Bundesliga club Bayer Leverkusen still lead the race for French youth international, having been locked in talks for the best part of 4 weeks now to sign the teenager. Now, what does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? That tells you that this article has been put out there to put the speed on the deal, to get Bayer Leverkusen hurrying up. They've already chucked Real Madrid into the mix in the Spanish press. They've already chucked Manchester United into the mix now. They're trying to speed this deal up. They're trying to get the deal over the line, and they're trying to get Benoit Badiashile's deal done to Bayer Leverkusen. So don't be surprised if we hear Benoit Badiashile has signed for Bayer Leverkusen in the coming days. If he was going to come to Manchester United, I'm sure he would have been linked by someone of more reliability by now in relation to coming to Man United. He has yet to be linked with Manchester United. Now, the Leverkusen thing's been there for a while, so make of that what you will. It doesn't look like it's one of those cases where United have maybe come in and stolen the player at the last minute. Not to me anyway. It just doesn't have that kind of feel to it. Even if you type him in on Twitter at the moment, which is never normally the safe place to go for transfer news, it's just that report from TF1. He was linked to Man City on the 9th of July. He was linked to Valencia on the 24th of June. He was linked to Rennes on the 23rd of June. So it just looks like every single club is being linked with this player. And I don't believe Manchester United would be, making a move anytime soon. JS, thank you for the comment, bruv. Nice one for getting involved, and glad I can help you in any sort of way. We are always slow in transfers, says Leah. Literally just opened like a couple of days ago. Let's relax, yeah. What's going on, Liam? Hope you're well. Matic is an amazing player, but he isn't the kind of player who can play 3 times a week like we did recently. Give him 1 or 2 games a week and he'll perform immensely. We need a party or Rice. Yeah, I think, some of the home games that we're expected to dominate possession, I don't think we need an Nemanja Matic in them. We need Fred and McTominay stepping up more. Some of the away games, the big European games, that's probably where Nemanja Matic is going to come in handy a little bit more. So, totally agree with you. Manny Plays says, Adam, I know it's not football related, but what do you make of the return of boxing at Eddie Hearn's old backyard? I've currently got the fight on pause, so I can go and check that out in a minute. But I've liked it. It's just good to see boxing back on the screens, to be honest. I've not really paid attention to what was going on around it. How much of a baller is Eddie Hearn, though, to just do that in his back garden? I suppose he's got to make his money as well. Sky Sports got to make their money with boxing. And it looks like they're doing that. Welcome back to supporting AdamMcKola TV, Neil Fish. Thank you very much, mate. And welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Rishi says, Badiashile is a career mode favourite. Transfer gossip columns would die without FIFA 20. Tonier says, some Arsenal fans, just because they won the FA Cup, think they are kings of Europe. Let them enjoy it. I think the FA Cup's a great trophy to win. I've seen some of them going on mad like they have won the league, to be fair, but the FA Cup, I'd love to win it again. So yeah, can't complain. Is Matic the second best Nemanja to ever play for Man United? Is he the one of only 2? I know Vida's the other one. There's not been any more, have there? So yeah, McTominay needs to learn quick if he wants to take over Matic's position as central defensive midfield. He's still too slow on the passing and the vision to cut passes through the lines. Yeah, he needs to learn that role a little bit more and get used to sitting a little bit. He's not a natural central midfielder. He's obviously come into that position a little bit later in his career. So it's going to take time to get that. It'll come with experience. He'll come into the first team a little bit later in his development as well. I still have a little bit of hope for Scotty McTominay becoming a valuable squad member. I still think he is a valuable squad member for Man United. Would you pretty much throw out the full under-23s versus last to give them lads a chance as Aaron? I would a mixture of, so let's say we have Romero in goal, a defence of Ethan Laird, Ted Mengi, Eric Bailly and Diogo Dalot, or Brandon Williams, but Brandon's played a lot of football, Diogo hasn't. In midfield, you'd go with James Garner, Dylan Levitt if they're both fit. But then again, Fred and McTominay need to play. They haven't played in a while. So you probably go with Fred McTominay. I'd go Fred McTominay and Jesse with Igalo, Mata, and James. Yeah, I think it's actually going to be a similar team to what we've seen in the Europa League already, you know. I think maybe Teddy Mengi will start, Ethan Laird will start, and James Garner and Dylan Levitt will be involved. I don't think there'll be a whole host of changes. But yeah, surely, yeah, McTominay and Fred have got to get a game. Rishi, thank you for the super chat as well, Rishi. But yeah, just as I said that, Garner, Levitt and Mata, like Cannonballer said, I just thought, hold on, Fred and McTominay have hardly played. So surely they'll both play. As much as I'd like to see the youth, you've got to think, like, they didn't play a lot towards the end of the campaign. They didn't really look good when they did play. So you've got to say that, you know, you need to play them now so that getting their fitness up for the new campaign. Best United 11 of the Premier League era, says AS. Best United, best. Peter Schmeichel or Van der Sar. I'd go with the Great Dane. Gary Neville at right back. Rio Ferdinand and Jaap Stam. Dennis Irwin at left back. Keenan Scholes is an obvious one. Giggs always going to be on the left. But I would nearly go Beckham and Ronaldo with Ronaldo on the left. Ooh. Beckham and Ronaldo. Oh, that's fucked. You can't leave Giggs out. You can't leave Giggs out. So, alright, I'll go Beckham, Scholes, Keane, Giggs in the midfield with Ronaldo and... oh, fuck. You got Cantona, Van Nistelrooy, Rooney. Ah, shit. Alright. Ronaldo and Beckham on the wing. And Cantona and Rude up top. I don't know if I just did... oh, man. Giggs should be in that, really, innit? Giggs is the greatest player probably to play for United, so it's a bit of a dodgy one, that. I'm just a Beckham fanboy, though. Beckham's, for me, was Ballon d'Or winner in 99. Should have been. If you put Ronaldo striker, though, you've got to leave one of Cantona, Van Nistelrooy, Rooney out. It's fucked. It's fucked. I'd go Beckham, Ronaldo, Rooney, Rude, and Cantona. But Rooney was very good, man. Oh, that's fucked. Rishi said all-time Premier 11 would be a 1 hour show by itself. It would. It would. I think if you ask me that question about all-time Premier 11 tomorrow, it would probably be a different team. That's how often it will change and how many great players we've had. The only thing that would remain the same is Rio, Stam, Keane, Scholes, Ronaldo, Van Nistelrooy, Gary Neville, Beckham. Aaron says you can't leave Vidic out. Is the best for me. He's not better than Rio or Stam in my opinion. I think Rio and Vidic was the best partnership, but Rio was the better of the two, and I think Stam is the second best defender I've ever seen at United after Rio Ferdinand. Jaap Stam was phenomenal. Different gravy was Jaap Stam. Get hitting that like button, get commenting, get sharing, get subscribing. It is the 1st of August, so let's get an on this day on the go. So here we go. August the 1st. So, Friday, 1st of August, 1969. The last of the Busby Babes arrives at Old Trafford. Sammy McElroy makes an early impression which increases comparisons with fellow countryman George Best. He makes his debut aged 17 against Man City and scores 1 and makes 2 in a 3-3 draw, but appearances prove limited and a serious car accident sets him back further until he makes a comeback to seal a regular spot, helping the club returns to the top flight in 1975 and winning the FA Cup 2 years later. His ability is illustrated in the final against Arsenal in 1979 when he beats a defender and nutmegs another to equalise for United 2 minutes from time before Alan Sunderland's late winner for the Gunners. The last of the Busby babes, Sammy McElroy, arrived at Old Trafford on this day in 1969. Now, Sammy McElroy, I share a surname with him. My surname is McElroy, and my uncle Chrissy is convinced he's related to us because we're from Belfast, like Sammy McElroy, and so he grew up telling me we were related to him. Now, it could be true, but I'm very skeptical of it. So I remember seeing Sammy McElroy and thinking, shall I ask him? And then I thought, he's gonna think, what the fuck's this brown guy asking me if I'm related to him? Like, how the hell did that happen? So I just thought, better not scare Sammy McElroy today, and left it out. And probably think it was a big fucking prank by my uncle, which has been 25 years in the making. Maybe not. Story time. Love Part G song. Part G, what a player. What a player. What's the hype about Bailly St. Wacker de Paul? How dare you say that? Eric Bailly is the best centre half in the world. Best centre half in the world. I'm not kidding. Rio was way better than Vidic. Dippo. I'll tell you why Rio was better than Vidic, and I'll summarise it very, very simply for you. Rio made defending look easy. Vidic made defending look hard. That's how. I didn't say anything about Torres. You said that. Not me. Torres, I think that thing's overrated. He did twist him up once or twice, but he played like 13 games against Vidic, and most of the time Vidic pocketed him. So there you go. But yeah, man, guys, United must fight for the title. That's the word coming from Nemanja Matic. Of course, United are confident in that Sancho bid, but there's no more news in relation to that. Gabriel's agents are still somewhere in England for talks with someone, God knows who, but they're apparently on their way in England. Benoit Badiashile linked with Manchester United, but nothing yet concrete on that, so let's not read anything into it. But for now, guys, I have been AdamMcKola. I am going to get out of here. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're keeping it like, comment, share, subscribe. Join the channel if you can as well, like Neil did today. Well, rejoin, Neil did. But make sure you join if you can. And for now, I've been AdamMcKola. Out of here.